A Dangerous Game. I'm Jason Horton.
I'm Rebecca Lieb.
And this is Ghost Town.
Today we'll be talking about a board game, but not just any board game. This particular game is called History's Most Infamous Board Games, which is a tall order, seeing as in researching this episode, I found a lot of horrifically racist board games inspired by the antebellum South. And yet, here we are, talking about Juden Raus, a German-made cross and circle game that translates in English to mean out with the Jews, or more succinctly, Jews out. Juden Raus is a cross and circle, like I said, style dice game. Think Trivial Pursuit or Sorry, where you go around in a circle, racing your opponents to different marks on the board. Distributed by Rudolf Fabricius, New Salza Spretzberg, and published by Gunther & Co. in Dresden in, drumroll, 1936, it was meant for children or as a party game for adults, advertised as, quote, entertaining, instructive, and solidly constructed. In the Juden Raus box is a pair of dice, a game board with an abstract walled town printed on it, and several angry-looking game piece figurines with brown hair and large pointed hats, meant, of course, to be your Jews. In a game that vaguely plays like Candyland, or a very bare-bones version of Monopoly, you'd take turns rolling the dice and moving your Jews around the board towards clear, quote, collection points outside of the game's city walls for prompt deportation to Palestine. Written on the game board, it says, quote, if you manage to see off 6 Jews, you've won a clear victory. Ben Barkow of the Holocaust Museum at the Werner Library recounts it being documented as a, quote, considerable commercial success, with possibly 1 million copies of it being sold, but that might just be what the advertising material said, especially because the game was condemned by the Third Reich, and in fact had no Nazi insignias anywhere on the box, materials, or board. The SS published a negative review of the game in Das Schwarze Korps, I'm sure I said that wrong, the SS's official newspaper, in December of 1938, saying it was a crass attempt by Rudolf Fabricius, the game's distributor, to capitalize on the serious problem of Jews in Germany. Quote, the political slogan, Jews Out, is exploited here as a bestseller for all toy shops and trivialized to an amusing pastime for little children. We're not slaving away towards the solution of the Jewish question to relieve able toy makers of their worries about a big seller or to help children with an amusing little game, end quote. Which kind of goes to show how obtuse the party, or the SS, was. I'd imagine that enjoying a game like Juden Raus would, and likely did, further entrench anti-Jewish sentiment in German citizens. It's a good thing for Nazis trying to ethnically cleanse their totalitarian country, right? Let's get out of Nazi Germany, if only for a minute, with a little break.
Hey, you hear that? That's what home field sounds like. It's how you know it's time to go for the win.
Oh, look at that! What did we just see?
Gambit DC is your home field advantage for sports betting. Bet from almost anywhere in DC with an easy-to-use app and convenient betting locations district-wide. Online, in-app, or in person. Get the home field advantage with Gambit DC. Must be 18 or older to bet. Please play responsibly.
A more contemporary article than the official SS rag published by the International Board Game Studies Association reviews the game, saying, quote, Juden Raus shows that after decades of propaganda, anti-Semitism was so deeply rooted in German society in the 1930s that someone thought it would be a good subject for a children's game. Racism is present in many board games. Juden Raus is unique in its portrayal of how racism manifests itself in society and is a terrifying example of the banality of evil. There are many areas of the world where such a game might still find a receptive audience. Juden Raus is a warning to us all. Of course, I immediately went to eBay to see if the game was being sold and for how much and by whom. I am relieved to say that it is not for sale anywhere that I can see. In fact, the game is extremely rare. So rare that the Werner Library only has 2 copies. According to the website, quote, the library receives 6 to 8 requests per year, and many of these requests desire the game for long-term exhibitions. There's also an active debate on their site whether they should make replicas of the game for loan-out purposes or not. It's literally the most popular item in their whole Holocaust library, which would be a very strange thing to know if you were Gunther & Co., way back in 1936.
Is your tub worn out, but you're not sure who to trust to replace it? With over 2 million successful bath remodels, people trust Bathfitter because we know how to do it right. We've been custom designing and manufacturing baths for over 35 years. Our unique tub-over-tub installation takes as little as a day with no demo to fit your busy schedule. And we offer a lifetime warranty on every tub. That's how confident we are in our quality and durability. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
One night, one goal. Stop suicide. Register today for the overnight and join thousands in Washington, D.C. on June 3rd as we walk 16 miles from dusk till dawn to stop suicide. Start your journey today at theovernight.org.